It is a December dilemma. Is it better to cut down a real Christmas tree or invest in a fake but festive fir? According to the American Christmas Tree Association, 77% of the consumers they surveyed prefer an artificial tree, while 23% will display the real deal. But which is the more sustainable choice? Our next guest is our Team Real Tree. Bill Ulfelder, sorry, Bill, is Executive Director of the Nature Conservancy, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Cindy. It's great to be here, and happy holidays.
Thank you. You too. Now, some people feel bad about killing a living tree, knowing it'll end up in a landfill. Why do you say that that's actually a better choice?
Well, yes, there's no question. Everyone should feel good about getting a real Christmas tree, and I'd love to see those numbers reversed and more people out getting real trees rather than fake trees. And there are a number of reasons. I mean, one is real trees, they generate oxygen through photosynthesis. The second is they clean our water. Third, they're wildlife habitat. I would much rather look at Christmas tree farms than condos when I'm out, in the countryside. But there's also a real economic benefit. There are 15,000 Christmas tree farms all across the country. These are mostly family-owned businesses, so that's terrific. And then at the end of the holidays, a real tree can be recycled. It can be mulched. It can be used to prevent erosion around dunes on the beaches. That's something I saw growing up as a kid. So there are all these possible uses, whereas a fake tree, at the end of the day, it just gets dumped in the landfill after its useful life. So lots of different reasons why folks should feel really good about getting a real tree over an artificial one.
All right, so Bill, is it better to visit a local tree farm? At least you know the tree hasn't traveled long distances?
Yeah, there are a bunch of things. If you're doing a real tree, which we recommend, that's exactly right. I mean, my family, we've done upstate New York, we've done New Jersey. You don't want to go too far away. You can also get organic trees. That's a pretty good step. And something we did when I was growing up as a kid, we actually got live trees that still were with their root ball. And then at the end of the holidays, this was growing up in North Carolina, so the soil wasn't frozen. We could plant the tree. But even if you live in somewhere with frozen ground, you just wait till the spring, and then you can plant the tree, and then you've got a new tree in your yard. So there are a whole bunch of great choices folks can make to enhance the benefits of a real Christmas tree over an artificial one.
All right, so there's no question that real trees look and smell amazing, but we checked a local tree lot, and they're selling apartment-sized trees for $80 plus delivery. So how do we justify the economics when an artificial tree lasts for several seasons?
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand this point in this issue, and you're exactly right. There are ways you can, be thoughtful, creative, and harvesting your own tree is a lot less expensive than buying one on a lot. You're right. We live in a New York City apartment. Our tree is very expensive, but there's nothing like that natural Christmas tree smell when you walk in the door to remind you that it's the holidays. But ultimately, people are going to have to make these choices themselves. And I realize that sometimes it'll be the financial factor that will drive the decision. Then the point is, use that artificial tree as long as you can. Extend that life out many, many years, 15, 20 years before it winds up in the landfill. So there's smart choices you can make if you are winding up with an artificial one.
Now, here in the city, we can mulch our trees at Mulch Fest. Do you have any other environmentally friendly ways to dispose of real trees?
Yeah, so Mulch Fest, it turns out 70% of people who get Christmas trees recycle their trees, and mulching is the most obvious one. But when I was a kid visiting my grandparents on the Massachusetts shore, when we would go to the beach, we would see all the old Christmas trees at the base of the dunes, helping prevent wind erosion and keep the beach and the dunes in place. There are also some states and wildlife services that they'll take the trees and they'll actually sink them in ponds and streams and rivers, and that provides additional habitat for fish and other marine wildlife. So there are a whole variety of ways that real trees can be recycled after the holidays, which again just further enhances all the benefits and that wonderful sense of the holidays with a real tree.
Well, this has been so interesting, Bill, because I think a lot of real tree lovers can now point to this interview and say, but Bill says. So thank you so much for being with us, Bill Ulfelder, Executive Director of the Nature Conservancy here in New York. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thanks, Cindy, again.
Well, happy holidays to you, too. For more information, go to our website, cbsnewyork.com.